Hey y'all, I'm Tiffany with Hilltop Tulips, and today I'm going to show you how to host a delicious brunch with all items from the Dollar Tree. So I want to start with my usual disclaimer. I know that some people prefer to shop elsewhere for their groceries, not at Dollar Tree. They say that it's cheaper in other places, but this video is for people who prefer to shop at Dollar Tree or only have access to a Dollar Tree. Maybe it's on a bus line or something like that. For whatever reason, this video is for those people who prefer to buy their groceries at Dollar Tree or would like to, for whatever reason, buy their groceries at Dollar Tree. So with that being said, it is spring and everyone's trying to get out and start being around friends again, and I know a lot of people around this time of year like to host brunch. So I wanted to show you guys how I would host brunch with only items from the Dollar Tree. All of these recipes can easily be scaled to serve more or less people depending on how many you have invited. So I'm just going to start with the first recipe. I'm going to be making egg frittata. And we have our eggs from the Dollar Tree. I'm using eggs in a couple recipes, but I only grabbed one. We actually have a neighbor locally who has chicken eggs, so I bought this one for example, but I'm going to use some of my eggs too for the other recipes. I found this small, it is 7 ounces of pork sausage right there. And then we're going to use this cheddar cheese. This is the real cheese. Don't get the shredded one in the bag that says shreds. It's not real cheese and it doesn't melt well. We have the pepper and onion stir fry. I use this all the time. This is my favorite. I cook a lot of different things with this. And then you just need a little bit of milk to go with that. So there's our 5 items for our frittata. Okay, to get started with my frittata, I'm just going to go ahead and start browning this sausage. I'm also going to go ahead and throw about half of this in the pan. Because it is frozen, I like to cook some of that water off before I cook with it. So I have got my oven preheating to 350, and I'm going to go ahead and crack these 6 eggs into my measuring cup. Okay, so I'm going to throw in some onion powder, garlic powder, and pepper, but this is not required. You can make this recipe without any of that. Okay, and we're going to do a half a cup of this coconut milk, and I did shake this well. Maybe I should have opened this differently. Okay, half a cup of that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cube up this cheese. My daughter made me these little pot holders. Isn't that adorable? I remembered making them with my grandma, so of course I had to try making them with my girls. I'm going to just cube this up instead of grating it, because I want some bigger chunks of cheese. just going to mix all that up. And y'all, I get a lot, get in here. I get a lot of comments asking me for the recipe. Please know I am winging this. Like, I don't specifically use a recipe a lot of times. There's some things that you need a recipe for, but for the most part, a lot of times I'm just, if I like more of the pepper and onion, I'll put more of the pepper and onion and less sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of a preference thing, whatever you like. So I'm going to do my best to start putting some version of a recipe in the description for you guys. But also just know that a lot of things you can tweak to make them the way you like them. Alright, while that sausage finishes up, I'm going to give my pan a spray. You guys, this pan has seen better days. I think I've had it since my husband and I got married, like 13 years ago. So, just going to get that oiled up. Alright, so we got our peppers and onions, cheese, sausage, 6 eggs, and a half a cup of milk. We're going to pour that into our greased, this is an 8x8. Well, of course it doesn't say anymore. I believe this is an 8x8 baking dish. Alright, we're going to throw that in at 350. We are going to be making some breakfast potatoes. Now, let me go ahead and tell you, I got this can of whole potatoes. They had sliced, but I wanted bigger chunks, so I got 2 cans of whole potatoes. Now, what I originally planned before I went into Dollar Tree was I was going to get a pack of their frozen fries. If you've ever bought fries from the Dollar Tree, they are in small pieces anyway. That every pack I've ever had has been like super broke up. So I was going to get some frozen fries from the Dollar Tree and use them kind of like hash browns, just chop them up. But mine was out, so I got these canned potatoes instead. But that's another idea if you want to try that. I'm going to use some of this pepper and onion stir fry. We have some smoked sausage that I'm just going to cube up and put in there with the potatoes. So this one's actually only four items. So. Okay, so while I still have the oil from my sausage in the pan, I'm going to go ahead and get our breakfast potatoes going. I'm going to drain the liquid off these. Going to open these up and get them chopped up. Okay. And y'all, I've said my little silly trick before, but to me, I feel like it makes a difference. I cut off the ends of these so it doesn't look like little pieces of hot dog in there. So if you're like hosting and you want to keep it fancy, I cut the ends off. So you don't have that little, you know, the little end that looks like a hot dog. Okay. Now for the peppers and onions, I do want these to be a little smaller for this. I don't want the bigger pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and give these a little rough chop. Okay, I'm not going to put any more of that right now. I want to see how many potatoes I have. So I'm just going to quarter my potatoes. I want them to be kind of big. I think if they're any smaller, they may get too soft. Now I want to keep this moving while we get some color on our potatoes. I'm going to throw in my usual garlic powder, onion powder, and pepper. Since these were canned potatoes, I don't want to add a lot of salt. And I'm running out of pepper. Okay. There we go. I put just a little bit of liquid in there to deglaze the bottom of the pan a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pour these over into my cute little Pioneer Woman bowl. There we go, breakfast potatoes. The next recipe is we're going to be making crepes. Now, there's a lot of different ways to make crepes, and you're going to have some people say these don't count as crepes because of X, Y, and Z, but it's fine. This is our version of Dollar Tree crepes. We're going to use our pancake mix from Dollar Tree, 2 cups of this. We're going to use our eggs, and then I'm going to make a filling with the cream cheese frosting. This was a 10-ounce container, so it's smaller than the regular size of frosting. And then mine has Cool Whip, so I'm using that. And then I got some strawberry syrup to drizzle over the top. Now, to top your crepes, they're savory crepes, they're sweet crepes. You can mix and match depending on what your Dollar Tree has and what matches with your theme for your brunch. You can top them with anything. The main thing is you're going to need the pancake mix and the eggs to make the actual crepe. Everything else is customizable. I have my pan getting warm. This one is an actual bona fide real recipe with measurements. So 2 cups of your pancake mix. 1, 2. Got some left over. All right, 2 cups of milk and 2 eggs. I used all my Dollar Tree eggs in the frittata, so I'm using my fresh from the chicken eggs now. When you're using fresh eggs, you want to crack them into a cup or something first. Make sure they're not a weird egg. All right. And I'm going to whisk that. All right. I need to add oil. This is good stuff right here. Avocado oil. Now I'm going to use a ladle. I think that's going to be the best way to do this. And then we're going to spread it all around. And now I want to let that cook until it looks kind of dry on top. And while that's cooking, I want to mix up my topping. I wonder if I can mix it right in here. Y'all think that'll work? Try it and see. I'm all about less dishes. He stuck a little bit. See, I think I should have left him longer. All right, I'm going to pull this guy off. Whoops. I'm going to go ahead and get our next one going. Definitely made a mess. give that a minute to cook and go ahead and fill this one. If you have a little piping bag or something, that would probably be easier. So we're just gonna do a little dollop right through there. Roll this guy up. And then put some of our strawberry drizzle. Another little dollop on top. That looks so good. Okay, so for our fourth recipe, what party is good without a punch? We have to have our brunch punch. I've done a lot of different types of punches. I always try to use a Sprite or some kind of clear soda, and then something pineapple flavored, either pineapple juice or this pineapple soda. And then I wanted to do orange juice to make it like almost like a virgin mimosa, I guess. My store didn't have any orange juice, so I got this orange Hawaiian punch instead. And then I'm going to use, from this berry blend, I'm going to use the strawberries and blueberries out of it. I don't think that the banana would taste good after sitting and defrosting in a punch. But these are the 4 items I'm going to use for my punch. And again, I would use a clear soda, something pineapple flavored, and then you can mix and match. I've used juice, like a white peach juice before. I've used the blue Hawaiian punch before. You can try different things and see what tastes good. And then we also have a little bonus recipe, so stay tuned until the end of the video for that. All right, while that crepe does his thing, we're going to go ahead and throw together our punch. Now, ideally, I would make this the night before, make the drink mix without the fruit, and put it back in the fridge and let it cool. After you pour these things out, you can use a funnel and pour the punch back in after everything's already mixed. But we're going to go ahead and throw this together now. I'm taking out the bananas out of this mixture, the berry banana blend. I don't think those would go well in a punch. Thought there was blueberries in here. Oh yeah, I got like 4 blueberries, okay. Now, I want to put probably this whole thing, since it's smaller. No, I lied, I'm going to do half. Okay. And again, this one isn't really a recipe, just kind of play with it. If you mix it up and you feel like it tastes too pineapple-y, add a little bit of the other stuff. Keep trying until you get a combination you like. I would normally add a lot of Sprite because you want it to be fizzy, but my pineapple isn't pineapple juice, it's pineapple soda. So it's going to be fizzy enough. Let me go ahead and add that. Alright, we're going to give that a stir. And then I'm going to taste it. There we go. That is brunch punch. Oh, that doesn't look good on camera. It tastes delicious though, I promise. Alright guys, we are all plated up. We have our egg frittata, our breakfast potatoes, and our crepes. And then I went ahead and put some punch in a little glass with some whipped cream. Whipped cream's not that pretty. Maybe use the squirty whipped cream so it'll, yeah, but It tastes amazing. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys make any of these items and if you have any variations that you think I should try. Definitely help each other out in the comments down below. The way grocery costs are right now, everybody could use a hand, so help each other out. You guys have a great day. Thanks. Bye. All right, you guys watch to the end so you get the bonus recipe. Not technically a recipe, a bonus drink here. We're going to go ahead and make the instant coffee according to the directions. It says 6 ounces of hot water, not boiling. They specified that, so I'm specifying that to you. With a big heaping teaspoon of instant coffee. I'm going to throw that in there. So then we have our K-cup of hot chocolate. You can use a packet of hot chocolate if you have that. This is just what they had at Dollar Tree. You hear my kids chowing down behind me? They say it's delicious. Okay. We're going to mix in our hot chocolate. And I'm going to put some of this creamer. Oh, I tasted it and that's actually really good. I'm not going to add any sugar. You can add sugar to taste, but I don't think it needs any. It's got the hot chocolate pack, the French vanilla creamer, and the instant coffee. Pour that in my coffee cup, and I saved some Cool Whip. Should drop on top. And now we have a mocha to go with our brunch. So good, so good.